Patrick Bet David is a person who went from a full-blown atheist to a well-spoken, well-articulated believer in Jesus Christ. And in this video, I'm going to be playing his testimony that he explains here on this podcast, and I'm going to be giving you my commentary while we watch it together. So without further ado, like the video, subscribe to this channel if you haven't subscribed already, and let's get into it.
I notice God is a topic that comes up frequently with you. What role does God have in your life? And do you think that everybody needs a relationship with God to some capacity, or could some exist without a relationship with God?
Everybody has a God. Okay, my God from 14 years old to 25 was women. They were my God. Okay, it was everything I wanted. I couldn't get enough of it. I wanted all of them. I wanted every ethnicity, every background, in every place, in every club. I wanted them all, okay? Some kids, their God is video games. Some people, their God is food. Some people, their God is the amount of likes they get on social media. Everybody has a God.
Man, starting this off strong. Everybody has a God. That is 100% true. No matter who you are, no matter what religion you come from, everybody has a God. No matter if you're an atheist, you have a God in some capacity. Like he's saying, his God, before he actually believed in the one and true God, was women. It was how many women he can get, how many women he can sleep with. And a lot of people, their God is, as he was saying, social media likes. Their God is video games. Their God is food. Their God is getting the biggest physique that they can possibly get. Their God is an idol that they've placed in their life above the one and true God.
Everybody has a God. So there's no such thing as, you look at these people who believe in God, they need God, they're weak, that's what they are. No, look at you, who your God is. Your God is porn. Your God is women. Your God is money. Your God is, everybody has, so there's no such thing as, I have a God, but you don't have a God. You have a God as well. I said, we have a different God. So let's set that part aside about who has a God and who doesn't have a God. For me, my entire life, I had a big conflict with the man upstairs because, when you're living in Iran and your mom and dad have taped the windows, because when the explosion of a bomb comes, you don't want the window you just want it to fall and it doesn't hurt the kids. And my bed is right underneath 7-8 windows in Khiyabane Hojat in Iran. Street name is Hojat, and we're right there. That's not a good environment to be raised in. You're going outside, you're seeing holes in the ground in the place you used to play. Right across the street, you're hearing this whistling sound, and your parents get divorced twice in 20 years.
Man, there's so many people that I've heard that have a similar story to that, where they have an experience, they grow up in an environment, and they're thinking, God, why did I grow up into this? And they have so many questions for God that they don't believe in him. They think, man, if God was so good, I wouldn't have grown up in this environment. But I'm pretty sure Patrick Bet David is going to get into that.
They get married, your sister is born, they get divorced, then they get remarried, then you're born, then they get a divorce. And the visual that I had as a kid, when every night on the 4th floor, my dad would walk up at 8:30 and I would see his head, first step, boom, boom. I knew my dad is here. I'd run up to the door, open it up, give him a hug. The last time I experienced that, I was 10 years old. Boom, gone. I don't see that head climbing at 8:30 anymore when I come home from work. It was the best moment of my day. That's the last time that happened. The only vacation I ever took as a family with my mom and dad, we went to a city called Esfahan. And Esfahan is like an old city with a lot of different things. There's a song by a man named Moeen. He sings a song called Delam Mikhad Be Esfahan Bargardam. I'll sit there in my backyard and I'll listen to that song for 2 hours straight. He's saying Delam Mikhad Be Esfahan Bargardam. My heart wants to return to Esfahan, okay? My heart wants to return to Esfahan because my entire family was together. It was me, my sister, my mom, and my dad. Okay. So then you go to Germany at a refugee camp for 2 years. There's no father figure. You don't know what to do. You're experiencing bullying, fighting out there, fighting with Afghanis, Pakistanis, Germans, all these other people from different ethnicities. Like, who are you from Iran? You're in our country here right now. That's exactly why Germany is being ruined, because they're letting too many of you here. And maybe they were partly right. And why are we coming in your homeland? We're dealing with our own mess, and then eventually we'll make it to the States. And I go to the army and I'm like, don't even talk to me about God or anything. And then eventually I realized with a couple moments, a man giving me a Bible when I was in the army, And he said, you need this Bible more than I do. His parents gave him that Bible December 24th, 1974. I have the Bible till today in my office. So I don't know, man. I like Hafiz. I like Rumi, these famous poets from Iran. And Rumi had a poet, I'll butcher it, but you can kind of see how he says where, God uses human beings as a flute to sing through, which means in a way God talks to you and I through people. And then one day a friend of mine who was a tough guy in LA, we went to school together. Him and I both had a 1.8 GPA. And neither one of us were going to do anything. So when we went to college and we're at Glendale Community College, me and Armand were the ones that told you you're an idiot if you go to class. We would make fun of you. We were those friends. We'd be like, look at these idiots. They're going to class. What are you going to do going to class, man? Who cares about a college degree? Stay here. Let's play spades. Let's play Hulk. Stay for another hour. And we would influence kids to drop out of their class. That was us, okay? So I go to the Army. He does what he does. This is the same guy that one time punched a guy in the face with a brass knuckles. He punched a guy in the face, breaks the guy's jaw. I was telling the story to you guys. He breaks the guy's jaw. The guy can't eat. He's eating out of a straw for 30 days, and one day he tells the story to me. The father comes to his house. He knocks on the door, opens the door. The father's looking at him, saying, I'm not here to do anything to you. I'm only here for you to see the pain of a father going through for what you did to my son. And the dad is crying. He says, I don't ever want you to feel the pain I'm feeling right now when I watch my son jaw. I can't talk to my son. I'm in pain. And you brought that pain to my son. He says, that day messed me up, right? Guilt, all this stuff. Anyways, I go to the Army. I come back 24 years old, and I go to Rafi's place, and I say, so how you doing? He says, well, Jesus has changed my life. I'm like, I'm thinking he's joking with me. He says, no, I'm telling you. I said, come on, man. What are you talking about? You? Yeah. Stop it. You're pulling a prank, because we were both pranksters, big pranksters. He said, no, I'm telling you got to come to Bible study with me. So I go to Bible study with him Friday night.
Hey, I'm telling you, there's one thing that nobody can argue with, and that's your testimony. You can tell people scriptures, and you can tell people verses. You can try and evangelize people in that way. People can do what they want with that. They can question it. They can give you your doubts, any of that stuff. But they cannot argue with a testimony. You literally telling somebody how Jesus changed your life. And that's what happened with Patrick, it sounds like. It sounds like his friend, his buddy, told him his testimony and said, hey, come to Bible study with me. Maybe Jesus can do the same thing for you.
In Paznas with this guy named Mano, and would sit there from 6 o'clock at night till 2 o'clock in the morning. We're debating, and I'm just trying to debate. Anyways, eventually I make a decision. I become baptized January, I think it's 21st of 2004, and I realized I don't want to live my life alone. I'm not alone right now. I'm around you guys. When you're together, you're around each other. You're around your girl. You're not alone, right? But you're going to be alone. Who do you talk to when you're alone? I want a relationship with God when I'm alone. Because if my vision is big of what I want to do in my life, for me to think I can do it by myself, that is so arrogant. And it's so much pressure on an individual when things don't go your way. Sometimes you need to just say, look, man, I'm going to pray like it's up to you, but I'm going to work like it's up to me. There's a man named Greg that told me this 20 years ago, and there's so much truth behind it, right? God has played an incredible role in my life. I'm a guy that's very honored and
Hold on. We got to replay that again. That was a bar right there.
On an individual when things don't go your way. Sometimes you need to just say, look, man, I'm going to pray like it's up to you, but I'm going to work like it's up to me. There's a man named Greg that told me this 20 years ago, and there's so much truth behind it, right?
Sometimes you need to pray like it's up to God, but you need to work like it's up to you. That's crazy. That's fire. I don't know about you, but I love that quote.
God has played an incredible role in my life. I'm a guy that's very honored and grateful for the life that he's given me. I look at my kids' faces and I tell Dylan, I say, Dylan, do you realize I can't imagine life never meeting you? He says, what do you mean, Daddy? I said, July of 2002, I'm at Thomas Mack Center with Lou Holtz speaking. I'm at that event with my girlfriend sitting to my right and a girl named Jennifer sitting to my left is my girlfriend, a girl sitting to my right, a girl named Jennifer. We're all the way in the back. Lou Holtz is speaking. I said, if I don't go to that event that day, the girl on my left ends up becoming an ex. The girl on my right, 5.5 years later, when we're both single, becomes my girlfriend. She's your mother. I would have never met you. I cannot imagine life never meeting you, Dylan, never meeting Patrick Tico, never meeting Senna, or never meeting Brooklyn. If that meeting and appointment never happens, I'm devastated. That meeting is scheduled by the man upstairs. So for me, if your vision's big, if you want to do something massive with your life, you almost need faith. But if you don't believe in a God, trust me, you have a God. You just don't know what it is yet.
It's so true though. Like seriously, like if you have a huge vision for your life, you can't do it on your own. Like God is not going to give you a God-sized vision that you can do on your own. You're going to need to rely on him. That's why it's a God-sized vision. If God gives you a vision, it should make you have to rely on him. That's my thoughts. That's my thoughts. And if you have a vision that scares you, have a vision that terrifies you, that means it's a good dream. That means it's a good vision because it's going to cause you to rely on the one who can sustain you and help you to get to that dream, to get to that vision. Anyways, man, we're going to cut it there. I really appreciate you watching to the end of this video. If you got value from this, again, hit the subscribe button. We post videos like this all the time. Hit the like video, share this with a friend, and comment your thoughts. Comment your thoughts on what Patrick said. But with that being said, I'm going to see you guys in the next commentary video. Peace out.